After parting ways with John, our journey ushered us into the arms of Adrian, another local guide, marking a new chapter in our adventure. It is the morning of Camp 11, and the dawn has come a little too early. Everything seems to be struggling, even the coffee press. The coffee has been ground too fine, and well, I'm starting to feel like I understand the coffee. The positive side is that it's Cyrus's 18th birthday, which means he gets to celebrate it by doing man things like fixing stuff.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And for your birthday, you get to help me tighten awnings. Cool. When you get into stuff like this, everything rattles apart. Anytime an Overland brings out their truck, we're systematically tearing our vehicles apart, right? So it's just kind of reached this point where a lot of the things that are bolted down have rattled apart. And this alu-cab awning bracket is suffering the most right now, along with our shocks. So now we've got these misfits bolts that we've dug through Adrian's miscellaneous bolt kit and came up with 3 really pretty terrible bolt solutions, but it's better than nothing. So we'll put them in right now and just keep watching it. Hopefully that awning doesn't fall off, because that would be terrible. Does it reach?
Yeah.
His bolt solutions are way better than our bolt solutions because we don't have any. A miss in our preparations before shipping the trucks to Africa.
That's good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the top one.
In addition, I'm trying to get my other boys up to speed by pulling them into more camp chores. We can really feel the effects of Dr. John's absence.
And this has no cutoff, not like the fuel pumps at home. So it'll just keep filling.
Gotta listen.
So you gotta listen as it percolates up, otherwise gas will shoot back out at you, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I don't know if it's just the way that the vehicle's parked or how fast that pump puts out fuel, but this is having a hard time accepting the gas is at the same rate. Interesting. I gotta jump the Sequoia now. We're getting crushed. Trying to eliminate any major consequences. Right now, the major consequence to fixing all this stuff is just time. But you pay that price somewhere anyway. If it goes really wrong, then you really pay the price on time. Plus, you could have vehicle damage or lose a piece of equipment that you really need.
With the morning's mechanical setbacks, I'm feeling the weight of leadership and carrying the back pressures of a lot of combined emotions and expectations that are not lining up. I suppose it's all starting to take its toll. I feel like this expedition is on the edge of boiling over.
Gotta watch them.
XOVERLAND's Africa Expedition is proudly presented by General Tire and the X3 tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. And Season 6 is brought to you by the XOVERLAND Network, proudly supporting the best stories possible for the Overland community. And by our official apparel provider, Vertex. While I'm chasing fixes around the trucks, Adrian and Ashley are sorting out the day's travels.
I think 68 sounds about right. And if yesterday's going was anything to determine this next bit of road, which apparently is not as thick sand, so maybe our pace will be a bit better.
That'll be great.
And the timing on this seems optimistic as well. So
Yep.
it looks like we're going to have a good day on the road, going through the park, and hopefully see some elephants and see a bit more wildlife would be really nice. Someone's got to do the work. Let's go.
Okay.
I think Khao as an overlanding destination is one of those places you could spend a lot of time. You know, there's a lot to see there, but it's tough on the trucks. You know, the conditions really are heavy on the suspension. All the yumps and the bumps you're going through, the cross-axle sections, everything is working out the suspension to the absolute maximum.
I'm gonna mark with a paint pen where these should be, we all retightened these this morning. So just for quick glances when we get out of the truck and check, we can just visually see if that bolt has moved or loosened.
And then when you do this one, it's the same thing.
All the way down?
Like go hit the threads, these two, and the washer.
Cool. I'm trying to get better at all things mechanical on the trucks. That is my weak point. And it's kind of embarrassing to say because my dad is an amazing mechanic. But I was too young and dumb to think I needed to learn it. And then I ended up in a career with vehicles all the time.
We are leaving much later than I wanted. We have a campsite reservation that's 80 kilometers away, which doesn't sound so bad, except the road conditions mean we have to take it much slower than I would like.
This is definitely like kind of brutal out here. I mean, this is 3 hours in of just this. I'm going 17 kilometers an hour.
The anticipated road conditions of being faster are proving to be the opposite. We are off and on with high rollers. Bumps that extend the shocks across their full length of travel, which creates a lot of heat in the shock. Have you ever wondered why you need secondary reservoirs on shocks? This is it. The trucks aren't the only thing that will get in the way of travels this morning. Wildlife is everywhere here in Khaldun.
Speaking of which, since we know there are elephants in this area, I'm going to keep these a bit conservative, just so we don't startle somebody.
We got wildebeests crossing the road. All right, we'll come to a stop.
Ow.
The amount of large game is remarkable and has this way of making you feel, well, small.
I'll stop. There's an elephant in front of me.
Where there's one, there's normally a couple. So I normally just, if I see one, I'll just suss out the area, just listen for branches or any leaves crunching or anything like that, and then kind of go on from there.
All right, I think we're good.
Even after seeing all of this great wildlife, I can't stop thinking about the problems that we are experiencing.
This is fun and all. I mean, it's almost maddening. Like the pacing of it, and the bottoming out, and they're like, it just kind of makes you mad. Like you just want to lock off and stop shaking for a minute. And now I just got a warning that my trailer's disconnected. Right now, I kind of got a bad attitude about it.
When your attitude is as bad as mine, it's great to have someone on your team as positive as Richard to help pull you through. We've had to stop again to figure out the trailer hitch issue.
Remember when we were in the Nordic series and we were like, it was too easy, we want challenges.
Yeah, now we got them, and now I'm all, I don't want the challenge.
I'm just hanging out here on the ground with the scorps and the black mambas. It's great.
Even that sounded positive.
Here's what we got. This bracket
Okay.
has been hanging low,
Yep.
and with the connector in it, it's getting dragged and like ripped out
Yep.
in the sand. So I'm gonna go inverted.
You're inverting it. Never go
In reality,
inverted.
I'm not. I wanted to say it.
Inverted.
But we're gonna go 90 degrees.
Okay.
Drill 2 holes, straighten this bracket out. It'll be flat. Pin comes in this way.
Okay.
Glorious.
I can flatten your bracket.
Only if you use a vise.
Oh, I would love to use a vise. I got this idea for a vise from a guy on my very first trip. He had a Unimog. He was in Chicken, Alaska. And I asked him, what's the favorite thing about your Unimog and your whole truck?
Look, this is my favorite part.
Lisbon!
It's the little things.
And I thought, dang, that's cool. Someday I'll have a vise.
And then I'll just drill another hole when I've measured these wrong.
While everybody figures out this trailer issue, I'm just keeping my eyes open for any wildlife that might come by while everybody's distracted and working. We were supposed to leave at 7:30 this morning. We were just trying to get ahead of these mechanical issues, we have a long way to go today, and we're super behind. So at least we left camp, but yeah, it would be good to make some progress today. Anyway, back to watching for elephants.
Let's put this sleeve on here for good measure.
We took the bracket off, relocated it so it's at a 90 degree, and then we're gonna route it through the bumper. He's already got it routed through the bumper versus being underneath it. And then that'll plug in sideways and it'll be up, tucked up. So this should solve it.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
It happens. I'm not a trailer mechanic. I'm not even a mechanic of any sort.
Richard, I think that's a great fix. I feel very good about it.
With the trailer connection addressed, it is time to address my attitude and team morale. I've called a team huddle to work through it. This time, it's not the machines that need work, it's us. We have been in our storming stage, the point in every expedition where the experience becomes overwhelming and ultimately needs a reset. I have drawn a diagram in the sand highlighting 4 areas of focus to have a great expedition.
This is a fascinating social dynamic that happens on expeditions. And balancing this and getting this right is the art. I see what you're saying this morning about outrunning camera. I outran camera this morning because I was feeling like if I don't hurry,
then we run out of
the time is just killing me, you know, and then I have to deal with that. And also this morning when we got things wrenching on, I feel like I'm 2 men down because my other 2 best mechanics other than Adrian are behind cameras.
I don't know enough yet to know on the truck side what's needed. But if you show me once and tell me, I will 100% get in there and do it.
That's good. Just recognize that takes time.
I know, but
so
you gotta.
That's where that pressure is, and right now I feel like I couldn't give any time up.
Yeah.
It's also hard because you don't know what's needed.
I don't.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Figuring this out too.
Same thing with me. We're like, oh yeah, like this isn't working. Period.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
And shrug.
Yeah.
So there is this thing of like weighing up the speed. So maybe still sticking to a bit of a slower speed, but even though it might not be more comfortable as a driving experience, it's a bit more mechanical sympathy.
Yep.
And that might just mean even though it takes us a little bit longer, we get there with less issues.
I do feel like I'm not able to be. Are you guys feeling that? Like we're just one stop to the next stop to the next stop. And so if we slow that down a little bit, take some of the distance expectations off, which we'll figure out what that looks like. And that's a thing, I get it. But then I think morale will improve, vehicles will improve, filming will improve. We just got to take the miles out.
Yeah. It's hard to.
We'll just have to then prioritize where we go and what we do.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, good chat. That's good. Good insight. Be thinking about this. It's everyone's responsibility to be thinking about how we can help with team morale. That's keeping your stuff in order, keeping your bags sorted, you know, keeping the trucks clean, do all that because that helps with team morale. Vehicles, looking things over, more eyeballs looking for stuff, the better. The sooner we catch things, the better. And then, like Adrian's saying, mechanical sympathy. Time, we're getting better and better at this. It's just managing yourself. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. So if you're standing around, you're doing something wrong, right? To maximize our clock, to get it back so that all of this can do better. And that all pulls everything into the sweet spot. So we'll get it back.
If we can put in a good 1.5 to 2 hours with minimal stopping, we're going to be through this thicket.
Yeah.
And it'll feel very different. Because right now, like you're on edge because you don't know what's in the bushes, and you got to do these things, and you got to manage everything else.
Yeah.
So it'll also just help ease everyone out if we at least see something a bit.
A quick recalibration can go a long way sometimes. It can curb major conflicts by addressing the small tensions with grace and humility. The next target is lunch, where morale should improve even more. After all, morale is based around respect, rest, and food.
The turnoff for our water hole has arrived.
Perfect. And it's 1 kilometer down that road.
Are we ready for lunch?
Absolutely. I've almost considered how I'm going to fit Eli in the air fryer for lunch. Yeah, this is pretty cool to see so many Ellies right on top of each other here. I'm planning for a quick escape if needed, at least with the trailer. Yeah, me too.
Elephants in Namibia are oftentimes much more aggressive than in Botswana. Being this close can go very badly, very quick, if we aren't careful.
We're the only people here getting to watch it for ourselves way out in the middle of nowhere. We are very, very, very remote. By vehicle, this is one of the most remote places I've ever been. The feeling I got when that elephant turned around and started looking at us is like you being busted by your dad when you're not supposed to be doing something, times 100.
Like I will die.
I was like,
like I will actually die.
All of a sudden you are like so infinitely small, like, and powerless.
Yeah. Yeah, they're no joke.
That's some serious respect right there.
Yeah.
So the mud and dust is a combination that they use to basically protect them from the sun. So it's like their sunscreen, and then also helps get off any like ticks and any sort of parasites living on their skin. So what they'll do after this is then they'll go find a nice big tree and they'll rub themselves on it and, you know, take that all off and rinse and repeat the process. Just keeps them healthy.
All of these elephants are actually on the smaller side. This one coming in is big because of the poaching. They genetically poached out all of the big animals with the big tusks.
Oh.
So now in order to survive as an elephant, you need to be small with little tusks. This guy is definitely the biggest here. I wonder what's gonna happen. Whew, he's cool. Look at him move.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's huge.
Multiple families of Ellies come in, and the apex males ensure their families are taken care of before the other groups are allowed in.
Possibly, maybe the coolest lunch stop of my overland career.
Incredible. Incredible.
All right, we're making a left back onto this main road again.
Too bad there's no one in my car to enjoy this with me. People must still be thinking I need my alone time. Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
A little alone time never hurt anyone. In fact, it helps, and it can be a tough thing to get on these trips. But I think I've got the time I needed, and I've been able to lock in that obstacle is the way mentality. And I need to continue to embrace the expedition challenges versus fight them in my mind. Sometimes all you need is a little perspective change.
Right behind you.
Despite all the truck problems on that crazy 2-track, we have still managed to get into camp with some light to spare. This is a good start to a good birthday evening for Cyrus.
I think we are going to I think we landed on like a stir fry, because I can never remember what Cy likes, because it changes all the time. That's not a Big Mac. I know if he'd have it his way, he'd have a big old Big Mac meal, but we can't do that tonight. So we got stir fry, we got a little special dessert. 6 cups of water.
than this, right?
We better get this bride right. After all, we haven't always had the best track record with birthday dinners in the field. Last time we had a birthday dinner in the field for Cyrus, it was ribs that we nearly burned beyond consumption.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Cyrus.
Love you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're a good young man.
Let the world know we love you, Cyrus! Happy birthday!
Is it good?
3 years later, as a freshly minted 18-year-old in Namibia, he's now able to indulge in a treat a bit more adult in flavor.
There's a certain set of unique conditions that have occurred here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's about your son.
Okay.
And it involves brandy and Coke.
Yeah. Okay.
And the fact that it's totally not a problem, seeing as he turned 18.
He's 18 today, yeah.
We should get ice immediately.
Right, first
just gently
Look
over.
at that.
Romantic.
It is.
You know what? The romance of overlanding is not it. I'll even do a slow, gentle pour. Look at the bloom. Okay, that's one.
Yeah, that's his.
That's his. That was done with care and love.
Yeah.
This is yours.
You want to hand this to him.
Okay. Let's go.
As you are the host. From father to son, on your 18th birthday, we are here acknowledging the rules of the land. And on your 18th birthday, in Namibia, you can have a drink. So tonight, our gracious host, Adrian,
thank you,
has made you the most excellent of brandy and Cokes.
Right on.
Cheers.
It's a country nice cup. Cheers. Sir.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Wait, you gotta cheers, Mom.
Cheers.
Happy 18th.
Thank you.
Yours was made with especially good love.
Thank you.
Your first real drink. At least it better be.
At least we think it is.
Me and Dad have never had any on the back patio.
Cyrus is pretty fortunate to be here in Namibia, and I'm pretty fortunate to have raised him. Yet again, it's another African night that I won't forget. They seem to be stacking up around here.
Excellent packing up this morning, getting on the road. Appreciate it.
So we are about to cross Namibia, which means we have a couple of transit days scheduled. So long driving days, hopefully on a mix of pavement and gravel. And actually, the farther we get today, the shorter the driving day tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be probably heading through a couple towns where we can refuel.
Get some groceries, get a bit of resupply going on. Because it's going to start getting quite remote. We're also going to pass past the Epupa National Park en route towards the Angolan border, where we're going to be doing a bit of traveling along the river there. I think we've got a pretty great journey ahead of us, but it's going to be pretty tough.
The roads are this good, then this is where we can make up some time.
Already, after yesterday's good meeting, we are hitting new strides and our first opportunity to speed up so we can slow down. If we can speed up, we can get to the mountains where we will see a topography change after being in the plains for the last 10 days.
All right, so Sequoia is on a fuel light now, and we've got probably around 15 clicks left of fuel. Roger that. That's a good little push. I think pretty much anywhere in here would be okay for a refuel if you need it.
Okay. XO fueling station coming right up.
We know there is some extreme fuel ranges coming up in Namibia, so we are documenting our fuel consumption down to the half gallon per vehicle.
All right. What's the fuel gauge on there right now?
10.9.
10.9 to Sequoia.
This allows us to estimate our fleet range accurately.
21.7.
21. It doesn't have to be full.
I can hear it.
You can hear it. Just try not to have it spill out. Now we have a new leak.
Remember that fuel leak that Dr. John and I fixed one night in camp? Well, we have another one. Same story, just further down the line.
Okay, let's take this to Tacoma and fill it up. Side.
Ready.
Wonder how we can fix this. She's full.
Yeah, that is fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost empty. Okay, what did you got? What's 63.7?
Yep.
All right, we can unplug and get out of here.
The latch is getting pretty bad too, and so this whole thing is a compounding problem.
There we go. It opened on its own there for a second.
Ryder continues to need driving hours, and this time we're going to work on high-speed dirt driving.
100 kilometers an hour. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's start. Start your engine. Holy cow, these chips got a little heat on them.
David's up.
This reminds me all too well of the Alaska expedition where Cyrus was able to get his hours in. Now Ryder is in the same boat, just on a different continent.
Cruising up to speed. It's all right. It's all right. Just ease into it. Ease into it. It's not a race car. All right. You look really stiff, like you're. Relax. Drop your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Okay. You keep going to sport shift, and it needs to be in drive. You hear that engine like, whoa. Yeah. Just looking for another gear, but you had it stuck in sport shift. It's hot in here. I wish the air conditioner worked.
One of the hardest parts is the AC in Tacoma because it does not work and it's 101 degrees here.
While the rest of the team is restocking supplies in town, Ryder and I swing into a tire shop to see if we can get our AC fixed.
Rolled in here, asked if they do it, and they said no, but I got a guy. So they got on the phone, and he's driving over here to recharge our air conditioner at the tire shop.
It's a Hail Mary, but worth a shot.
They had to go get a different plug-in, but now the other guy ran back into town, got another piece, brought it back in. Meanwhile, Ryder's just hanging out. Sweating. Just a sweating. Not sure what's going on. Maybe it's the wrong one again.
After several attempts at finding the proper fitting to recharge the AC, we have struck out. The sweat fest will continue until we get to a bigger town, probably in a couple of weeks.
So we're just gonna be cooked alive.
Wow, this is gorgeous. Yeah, this is looking a lot more like the Namibia I had pictured in my mind.
Man, wow, look at this place. I like all the camping. It's a pool. Situated, but let's go check it out.
Sounds good.
Nice day today, man. Thanks for sweating with me.
Yep.
Wow.
We got warthogs in camp. We got birds. This place is pretty cool.
There's nothing better than after a long day, you just feel this feeling of, you know?
Yeah.
That's a great feeling. I love that feeling. And you got to travel to get it, you know? You got to go put the work in to get that
nice.
You know? All right, attack camp and we'll chill.
Sounds good.
We might have a problem.
All right, allegedly we camped on the wrong side of the fence. So, do this again.
The palm trees are amazing. Look at the light on the trucks.
Yeah, this is a sweet place.
We hit a good stride today, and things are looking up for us. I think everyone is getting their mind wrapped around the struggle. And when that happens, the drag seems to convert to energy towards solving the problems. Today is another big transit day, with our last fuel resupply before we head into some very remote regions. So, we're getting up and out, quickly and early.
Gonna go find our last bit of fuel.
Awesome, all right. There is a gas station up here on the right. We're a few minutes ahead of our scheduled stop, but we could stop here if we want.
We're just doing a final fuel up. This will be our last fuel for several days. I've calculated about 800 kilometers required for this route for fuel. There is a possibility for fuel by a guy with some barrels or something, but we don't want to count on that, obviously.
This section that we're entering is probably the most remote and longest fuel runs of XOVERLAND's history. So we've got every jerry can filled up already. Our fuel trailer has filled up, and now we're going to our full-on backup reserves, which are these pancake fuel tanks that we've never tried before. But each truck has pancake 5-gallon fuel cans underneath them that fit up into the spare tire location. So we're going to put on an additional 30 gallons of gasoline underneath, and then we'll use those first, get them out from under the trucks and put them into the trailer. So we're making sure that we're carrying as much fuel as we can so that we have contingency plans. We may end up using all of it, we may not, but it's just our best bet at success on this 800 kilometer section. They balance?
I'm gonna go under it and balance it. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Donkey. Have a good day.
Here we go.
All right, so we've already had quite a long day on pavement, and we're gonna round out this day with some non-pavement driving.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel rejuvenated by all the fuel we got on board and hitting the dirt road and airing down again. Yeah.
I feel like there's just an energy that mountains bring to a place. Like going through all that flat, barren landscape today. So good to have just a little bit of something in the landscape.
Yeah, this is super beautiful. This is awesome. Yeah, the landscape change and just everything feels so different now. It's really giving us life going forward. I'm really excited about the next few days and the adventures we will have.
Certainly been enjoying the sunset over this landscape. I can't believe it just transformed like that so quickly.
We have less than 30 kilometers to go to camp, so we're going to push on and hopefully make it there before sunset, question mark? Should be good.
Nope, don't think so, but it'll be close.
It'll be close.
Looks incredible with the colors in the sky.
Tonight's camp is very welcomed, and morning is not far off.
I'm a Rusk ambassador.
How are you?
Yeah.
Well, whoa, those are chunky rusks.
Most loved Rusk.
I believe
They
it.
know it.
Let's find out.
They don't even need marketing. No, you gotta dip it. You can't just eat it. This is where people make a mistake with Rusk and they're like, oh wow, it's so hard. No. Okay.
Right.
Hold on. Let me grab one. There's a lesson here.
Okay.
Now there's timing involved here. If you leave it too long, it falls off. If you do it too short, it's a bit crunchy. Let's do a little taste test there. That should be good. These are condensed milk ones, so they're pretty sweet.
This is like the breakfast Oreo.
I didn't know people did that.
Did what?
Breakfast Oreo. Is that a thing?
They don't.
Okay.
It is.
No.
Like how you dip an Oreo in milk, you dip a rusk in coffee. It's got to be just right.
Okay. True.
While I pretend I'm not the only one who does this breakfast Oreo thing, Cyrus and the rest of the team are packing up. Cyrus has been doing a great job of keeping the trucks maintained while we've been a man down.
I don't know, we haven't cleaned them in just a few days, but I'm assuming both of them look like this in all the trucks, so just trying to stay on top of cleaning them and stuff and keeping these trucks healthy, but it's pretty hard in all this dust.
So the trip ahead is pretty remarkable. It's one of the most remote regions you can travel within Africa. There's no grocery stores, no fuel stops, and there's some pretty hard terrain ahead and absolutely no mechanical or medical help within days.
Okay, today is taking us 90 kilometers all the way along the Kunini River to Epupa Falls. All of this track, to my knowledge, is off pavement. Should be a great drive, and I feel like this is really the start of the adventure of this section of northern Namibia.
It's definitely an overlander's paradise. That's why I think it requires you to be culturally savvy, and you got to be, understand how to manage your vehicle and your needs
Of yourself and your team. So I think it's a really great challenge.
The remoteness of this place and the fuel range requirements and meticulous attention to the vehicles and how much water we have and all that, the logistics of this place are fantastic. This checks all the boxes for me.
We are truly headed out on our own, and we are all a little intimidated by the route ahead. Sorry, route ahead.
All right, well, let's have a good day. We never know what the day will bring.
The temps are climbing as we make our way into the very arid landscapes of Namibia. The air conditioner not working is becoming a little bit more of a thing.
Would anybody like to enjoy the sweat box for a little longer?
Do you want to drive the Hilux?
I can drive your Hilux if you want to drive the Taco.
Yeah, I don't mind doing a spin in the Taco.
Never mind. There's no wheel. This is actually the first time I've ever driven a car with the wheel on the wrong side. Pedals on the normal side, right? Ah. That would be wild.
That also slightly makes me nervous.
Hi, looks.
Ravens up and rolling.
See how this puppy feels.
Oh man, no ways. This is not real. How do you drive on the wrong side?
Ooh, you can feel the weight of this beast. Love the torque, the low-end torque of the diesels. Ooh, it's so good. So nice.
This thing's got no power. Is that what 35s feel like?
Like a 32-inch tire that we're on right now versus the 35. The frequency of the suspension is different because of how the tire's rolling over the corrugations. It's a lot sharper and faster. Versus the 35s on this road are more like boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
It's not a fast truck, but it is heavy, and it is petrol. So it's an interesting experience.
This is terrifying, being on the wrong side of the car.
Tell me about it.
We are arriving at our destination and our campsite for the evening, known as Epupa Falls. It is a series of large waterfalls formed by the Kunene River on the border of Angola and Namibia in the Kalko land of Kunene region. This campsite will be the most northern camp of the trip. From here, it's west to the coast and then south, hopefully to the very southern point of Africa about a month from now.
So,
Oh, wow.
not expecting that. What?
Your finger down here.
How cool is that?
Wow, that's beautiful.
I think this is prettier than Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is big and it's epic, but this is just in terms of
I said it almost
the
reminds me of
difference in the beauty. It's really nice.
That's so cool.
Right.
I like that one.
That one, it kind of like comes into like a...
Yeah, then there's like a huge crevasse. Is cool.
Yeah, and the baobabs down there.
Look at that big baobab.
This is something out of like Narnia or some Disney movie.
This is super unique. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in any of my travels. Like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is pretty special. This definitely worth coming out here and checking this out.
Yeah. So as we've been standing here, we got some local knowledge that there is a ceremony happening tonight at a local village a few kilometers away. With a guide, we can go in and watch and be a part of this ceremony. So we said absolutely. So we're gonna go grab some things that will support the village. This is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we just really stumbled into. And then when we're done tonight, hopefully find ourselves right back here for camp with this spectacular view behind us. So things are getting really good. So let's go.
Our guide to the village is Samuel, the owner of the campground where we are staying here at Epupa Falls. He is a standing member of the Himba tribe and provides a service to visit his village.
Welcome to XOVERLAND Convoy. Thank you for joining us tonight and guiding us in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You're more than welcome. I really appreciate it and thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So we're just heading to the market quick. So Samuel just said that typically what we'll bring is just some maize meal, some oil, some sugar, and then some stuff for the kids and things like that. So once we hit the market, we'll get to see all the different things that they need at the village.
One of the things I would absolutely love to do is to get to spend time with a tribe here and learn how they live and how they do things and how they've survived this many years living off of the desert. Would just be a dream come true.
Samuel does us the courtesy of giving a brief overview of how the village is usually laid out and what the culture is like.
The first wife is always married by arrangement. We don't marry by love at all. So sometimes they marry 2 to 3 wives. So for the second wife, the house, it can be behind the kraal here, which is that one, where the people are sitting. So that means that it's the house of the second wife. And the second wife, you can marry by love. Then you are very busy now, rotating, like having 2 days from the first wife, 2 days for the second, 2 days for the third wife. So to keep them equal so that they cannot get jealous. Now I just want to remind you how to say hello. Moro.
Moro.
Beribi.
Beribi.
Berinawa.
Berinawa.
Simple. Simple.
Berinawa. Moro.
Beribi.
Beribi.
Berinawa.
Berinawa.
As a matter of respect and protocol, Samuel brings us to the chief to say hello.
I'm scared. Hanging back here. Never met a chief. This is awesome.
Would you like to shake a hand too?
Yes, sir.
Moro.
Moro. Moro.
Moro.
Moro. Moro.
Beribi.
I have a cheat sheet.
Nawa.
Betty Nawa. Betty Nawa.
Moro.
Moro. Beribi.
Nawa.
Moro.
Beribi.
Beribi. Now. Oh, now.
Yeah.
These 3 are ours.
Our children.
The Himba tribe was really cool. It's on my bucket list to always meet a chief of a tribe in Africa. It was super cool seeing that.
I thought it was pretty cool to meet a chief too, and I wanted to see if he could lend any leadership advice.
What does he think makes a good chief? What makes a good leader?
Nothing special, just to be honest to the people or to give a solution which the people they can see that this makes sense. Okay. Only the community they have to be happy with you. Yeah.
I got to sit and learn how they use the powder for their skin. They don't shower, but they smelled beautiful. It was incredible.
Okay, so we'd like to thank, we say Okunene Okuhepa, we just thank you very much.
We also meet the chief's second wife and the rest of the women of the village. They've gathered together for a celebration. One of the girls of the tribe has ceremoniously entered womanhood, and they commemorate this over a 3-day celebration.
What does the dance represent?
The meaning of the song is meaning that the time is ready now for her to be called a lady, a woman, not to be a girl anymore. So now the dance, the dancing just for fun, you know. Yeah. It is meaning nothing. Yeah.
So this lasts for 3 days for one girl?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, it's a very special time.
Yeah, very special. Thank you. So we say Okunene Kuhepa because we don't want to. Yes. We have something to see inside the house.
Our final stop is that we get welcomed into their home to see some of their items that retain cultural significance. Some of which include their perfume and body wash, since they don't shower. A pillow.
Wow. It could work.
Yeah.
It could work.
And a heavy crown that they typically wear during a wedding.
Yeah. That's cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you ask her, what would she want the world to know about this place?
No, she say, in shortly, she just want to be recognized places, so people to know that there are some people living there and how do they live, people to come and see. Yeah, to come and learn, not to see, to come and learn. Yeah.
Okay, tell her thank you for letting us come here to learn.
You say also thank you for coming.
Thank you.
She thought it was very, very important that their traditions and their culture get shared with more and more people so that they can continue to live the way they want to live for as long as they want. And being able to share that and educate other people on how they live and why is a super, super important part of that.
Before heading back to camp, we barter with some of the members of the tribe for some keepsakes and offload our food we brought for the village. We brought more than Samuel recommended, and even this amount of food will only feed the tribe for a week.
Ready? Wanna go again?
Just being in that village was super cool. The culture here is unlike any other place I've ever been to. They really rely on each other and their families to help each other out, and they're just worried about what their next meal is going to be. So it's really empowering to see how they live here, and it makes me really thankful for what I have at home.
What an amazing experience. Tonight, we will fall asleep to our appreciations for this world and the amazing power of Epupa Falls out of our tense netting. Namibia is proving to be spectacular. This experience to me has been a reminder that we all have our struggles, and if we work together, we can overcome the obstacles before us. Being a part of a tribe is a very important thing, whether in life or on an expedition. What's ahead in the unknown is just that, unknown. Hopefully, we can meet whatever comes head on. Join us next time for episode 5 of the Africa series.